For the last 10 months, we've been traveling through, as a church family, the book of Acts. And it was just perfect. It was just such a fitting journey for us to embark on as a brand new church plant. The peaks and the valleys of the experience of the apostles and the early church has just really been breathtaking. Seeing the gospel expand to all the nations, eventually ending in Rome, as we're going to see over the next couple weeks as we finish the book, has been so encouraging. In this book, we've really been emphasizing mission, evangelism, kingdom expansion, and really the call and the function of the church to go out to the ends of the earth and make disciples. But as we've been journeying through this, I feel like the Lord has been impressing on my heart time and time again over the last couple of months that now we need a season of refreshing. A season where we stop talking about mission just for a little while and start talking about the importance of spiritual health. Because, as a church, we're only as good as our own spiritual health. We can't lead the lost to something that we're not experiencing. So for that reason, we're going to break before we dive into the next book of the Bible, and we're going to focus on what some people call spiritual formation or spiritual disciplines. I'll be honest, I was really tempted to spend a section of time looking at current events, talking about things like racism, talking about things like the pandemic and all of that, and that would have been fine. But I personally feel like my soul is weary from so much current events. The news, social media is just saturated with all of the bad, all of the hard, all of the terrible, all of the frustrating. And I think what we need as a church, I feel so clear about this, what we need as a church is a season of simply dwelling on the goodness of God and reminding ourselves how good God is and how true the gospel is. So for that reason, we're going to be doing a 6-week series called Access Points. God built into the Christian experience, He built ways for us to be able to access His grace to greater degrees. These are ways of accessing more full knowledge, a deeper understanding of God's grace, which I'll be honest right now is what I need. My soul is thirsty to be reminded of the goodness of God. So access points, we're going to look at 6 different ways that we as believers can access a deeper and fuller understanding of God's grace, such as prayer, worship, rest, subjects like that for a 6-week period of time. And my hope and my prayer is that we would come out the other side as Christians that are re-engaged not only in mission, but in our own spiritual health and our own spiritual well-being. Because like Paul said, we want to run the race to completion. And it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. We need to be healthy individuals that are emotionally healthy, emotionally whole. And the way we do that is by having a more full and rich understanding of the gospel of grace. After we finish up the 6-week series, we're going to take a giant left in the Bible back to the book of beginnings. And we're going to take a look at chapters 1 through 11 of Genesis. And this will be a phenomenal time. There's so much rich theology in the book of Genesis. I can't wait to unpack and apply to our lives. Super, super excited for that. Guys, I'm so pumped for what God's doing at Philippi. I'm so pumped for what we're going to be studying together as a church as we let His word transform our minds weekly and daily. I love you guys. Grace and peace.